Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first voiceover video. My name is Marilyn Hill, and I am an illustrator and a graphic designer from the Art Institute of Atlanta. And a little bit about myself: I graduated in 2017, and I've been an illustrator and graphic designer for the last 5 years. During my time in art college, I was a full-time student and a part-time worker at a deli nearby, and I enjoyed my time in art school. It was a fun experience. I met a lot of people. I did a lot of work, and for some people, art college may seem like a daunting task. They want to know whether it's worth it or not to go to art college. I have heard a lot of people ask me if it was worth it, and a lot of times, most times, I would say no. But that is only for a couple of reasons. So I'm going to list the pros and cons of going to art college, and you can decide whether or not you want to go or not. So some of the pros that I have found for going to art college is that I learned a lot of industry programs. There was a wide range of things that I learned while I was in art college. Most people don't know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator or any of the Adobe suite, and that is the industry standard. So when you want to get a job in the field, you would need to know how to use those programs. So I learned how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Adobe After Effects, and many more programs while in art college. And then I learned how to use those things to help with my work. Another thing that I learned is that they teach you a wide range of what's the word? Fields. They teach you a bunch of things in your field. So like I learned photography, I learned video editing, I learned graphic design, I learned a lot of other things that would help me in my field as an illustrator. Another thing that I think is a pro for going to art college is that I met industry professionals. So a lot of people who have been in the industry for a long time, they came to talk to the students there. You get a lot of networking done while you're in college. You get to meet a lot of people there, so that when you're out of college, you'll be able to talk to these people and possibly get a job. Unfortunately for me, I'm an introvert, and I didn't talk to many people while I was in college, so I didn't reach out or get reached out to after I left. So I suggest, if you do go to art college, for you to talk to as many people as possible. Network. It's the whole thing for art college. Networking builds you a wide expanse of people to talk to, so that when you do leave college, you'll have a guide and somebody that you can talk to that will possibly get you a job later on in the future and get you work. Another pro that I think is important for going to art school is that you have a degree. You have that little piece of paper that a lot of people don't like that they had to pay thousands of dollars for. You get one. You have a degree, period. So, a lot of people think that doesn't mean anything, but right now, for me, it means a whole lot. In order for me to get a job, for the jobs that I have had, I was looked at over somebody without a degree because of the things that I know and that I have. one period. So that is a pro in itself, that you get a degree. You can learn these things without one, and it'd be a whole lot cheaper to do. But I advise you, if you want to go down that career path, you'll at least have a degree in your field to use for job applications. Yeah. So now for the cons. The cons for going to art school, number one biggest con is that you have to pay thousands of dollars to go to art school. Like 50,000, 100,000. And I don't think it's worth that much to just for a network of people. You can network outside of college as well, but it's going to be a lot harder and a lot more difficult for you to find industry professionals when you don't know where to start and you don't know where to go. I think it's best if you reach out, email people. They teach you in art college how to email and reach out to companies to get you that first job. But you can also do that outside of college. So the biggest con is that it's way too expensive. And if there was a cheaper alternative, I'd tell you to go for it. Another con is that the art industry is constantly changing. So even though you learned one thing in college, that thing could have changed once you get out of college. So like as a graphic designer, there's constantly different ways to make websites and to create brand identities. Of course, different people use different ways to code and create their branding, but I've learned that you need to constantly keep learning because things change every year. Another thing that I've learned is that I've learned way more outside of college than inside of college. A lot of things they don't teach you in art college. Some things I haven't learned in college, like there are ways to maneuver around social media, ways to market yourself as an illustrator or a graphic designer. They don't teach you that. Well, they didn't teach me that while I was in art college, so they might teach it to you at a different college, but the college that I went to, they didn't teach me that. And you need to learn how to market yourself as an artist. So I suggest there's a plethora of online classes and teachable. Skillshare is a big one. There are other places. I know Mark Brunet does Cubism. He has his Cubism classes online. That's where I've learned most of my stuff from off of YouTube. So YouTube University, Skillshare. There's plenty of programs that you can use and learn from online. And yeah, that's basically all of my experience for art college. So take that as you will, whether you want to go to art college or not. I'm still on the fence on whether it was worth it or not, because I have seen a lot in the 5 years that I have been out of college, and there's a lot of things that I would have done differently, and I might make another video about the things that I would have done differently outside of college if I could have done it over again. But for now, that is it. So let's talk about the artwork. So right now I'm working on the hair, and I have a younger sister who always yells at me whenever I don't draw African American hair to the detail of her liking. So right now I'm working on making sure the edges are nice and detailed so that they can look the part. I have a style that is very cartoony, and a lot of artists that I follow don't put detail in Black people's hair. They just make it look like a big cloud, and that's it. So, in order to make myself and my sister happy, I make sure I put a lot of work into the hair so that it looks, nice and looks like representable. Representable? Is that a word? It kind of represents Black hair. I am, being an African American woman, I would like to see more styles of hair being drawn. I know drawing braids and twists is very hard to do because being an artist, I don't like doing it either. But I would like to see more Black art in mainstream industry. As you can see, I'm drawing Sailor Moon as an African American woman, and it is hard to see, there's a lot of cosplayers on TikTok that get a lot of flack for dressing up as certain characters, which I don't see any harm for that, because you can't do anything about your skin color. You're a Black person, you're a white person. There's nothing you can do about your skin color. You were born with that. So to really get on to somebody about their skin color and wanting to dress up as a certain character makes absolutely no sense to me. So this was not based off of a cosplayer, but I have some art pieces that were based off of cosplayers that I will be putting on my shop for sale. This was just based purely off of my imagination and off of some other artists that I have seen online. Also about this piece, I based it off of, I'm going to link the artist that I'm taking the color palette from in the description. She has great sense of color and style. I love her pieces, so go check her out. But I'm just simply taking the color palette from her art piece to color my art piece, and that is a good way to learn how to light and shade and color your pieces when you're in when you're doing digital art. I didn't just start digital art. I did go to art college, and we learned how to do some digital art, but I was never that good at it while I was still in college. So right now I'm just testing some techniques and trying out a few drawings while I'm doing this piece. The hairline was kind of tricky. I didn't like it. See, while I was trying out new techniques, everybody does speed paints online, so they don't really tell you how to do certain things and how to achieve certain looks. I guess you have to learn that on your own when you're working with styles, when you're working with your style. and try to figure out how to make things work. But mostly looking at things from life and changing how you view the world. I guess that's supposed to help you. So thank you for sitting through my ramblings, and maybe leave a comment in the description. Would you like to see me draw next, or would you like to hear me talk about next? And thank you so much for watching. Bye.